Some weeaboos are in denial to the extent that they accuse other people of being weeaboos. Their criticisms of others are reflections of their inner selves. And this guy was to weeaboos as Holden Caulfield was to phonies. It was my junior year of high school and I was studying for a Latin test. My friend asked me if I was planning on taking Latin in college. I told him that because of my interest in history and film studies, that I would want to take either Japanese or French if I were to not take Latin. This guy overheard us and said that he would teach me Japanese. Before I could respond, he began spouting what sounded like mispronounced Japanese interjections. I interrupted him and told him I had to study for an exam. I did not immediately assume he was a weeaboo because I had no visible signs of it, as our school had a strict dress code. It wasn't until he began hanging out with my friends, even though none of us really liked him, that I noticed his true nature. He would only talk about anime and Japanese culture that he clearly learned from anime. I was discussing the French Revolution and how Princess Mononoke could be viewed as an allegory for the conflict with one of my friends. This guy interrupts and says, "Ghibli isn't real anime." I was confused. I wasn't claiming it was an anime, and even if I was, that wasn't the main point of the discussion. This was the moment I realized I was dealing with a weeaboo. A few days later, my best friend asked me at lunch if I knew any good movies about people struggling with morality. I recommended About Schmidt, The Deer Hunter, and Ikiru. The second I said Ikiru, this guy said, "That's weeaboo talk." I told him that I didn't understand what he meant. He then said that I was the biggest weeaboo in all of school because I wanted to learn Japanese and I only watch anime movies. I looked at him with an angry gaze and asked what anime movies I watched. He said that he only heard me talk about Ghibli, which he claimed wasn't an anime, and Ikiru. I explained to him that Ikiru was a live-action film from the 50s about a man with stomach cancer. I also pointed out that I had just mentioned 2 American films, and that I primarily watch American and British films. He then said that I was still the biggest weeaboo in the school. My face turned red, my fists turned white, and before I could say anything, my friend yelled out at him that he was the biggest weeaboo, and that he should promptly shut up.